Let's take a look at Northern Lights hole 5. This is one that appears pretty straightforward, and it is, but it does have some sneaky teeth. Uh, First off, you got some guardian trees. If you get tangled up in here, you're at worst case about 120 feet from the basket with possibly an obstructed look. And second thing you need to worry about is there is very tight OB around the basket. It's on a little peninsula surrounded by water that's OB, and then beyond that is tight OB lines. So, in my experience, the best disc for this hole is the Accurate Extra Glide Warship. Uh, the Accurate Roll Explorer will work also, but the reason I like the Warship is it comes up a little bit short. And in my opinion, I think it's better to be short on this hole, to have like a 50-foot throw in and not challenge the OB, as opposed to challenging the OB and having a little putt into the basket. So I usually put the middle chevron right here on that rock, and not a whole lot of anhyzer. Something about here. Oh, and I should mention, in my opinion, the optimal shot is, well, either through this little gap right here, and you oftentimes will hit some vegetation and it slows your disc down, and that's fine. Or if you're going to go to the left of this last tree right there, hug it tight. You don't want to go out too far left because of the OB again. So yeah, middle chevron right there, and whoops, anhyzer to about here. So what about disc and a half maybe? Um, well, half a disc rather, I should say. And let's see how this looks. All right, I think I have a look at the basket, 75 feet away. So uh, not ideal, but in my mind, that's perfectly fine because I can make that. So let's do one more. See if I can get through a little cleaner. Again, I'm trying to get through that gap if I'm shooting for. Right there. That's looking good. That is pretty much the ideal shot, 40 feet away, and I didn't challenge OB. So again, if you don't have the Warship and you have the Explorer in your bag, the Accurate Roll uh, works best. I think the Accurate Glide is a bit much. You can find OB long with that one, and you can find OB long with the Accurate Roll also in certain winds. Um, but the same aim point, pretty much the same amount of anhyzer. Uh, this is probably going to go to the left of that gap that I was just shooting for. And hopefully the roll is going to check it up here, and it did. So, but you can see I was starting to challenge that OB. That was a very strong wind out of the right though. So let's do the same thing with not quite so adverse wind. And it wants to go left of that tree, but it's going to go through the gap. And that's a great shot too. So nothing wrong with that at all. So that's I think the couple disc anyway, and I suppose the River or the Explorer very close. River's a little straighter. So whatever one you've got in your bag, but if you have it, in my opinion, the Warship is the way to go on this hole. So, all right, that's a look at Northern Lights hole 5. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something, and we'll see you around the valley.